Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are back with a new video of the Challenge World Championship. This is episode 11.
Yep.
Yeah, this is episode 11, and so far this season, this is my favorite episode.
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite episode. The vengeance was vengeance, the revenge was giving, the karma was giving. It was karma for me.
I
Karma
feel
for the
like
win.
you say karma. I feel like this entire episode was delusion. It was just a lot of delusional thoughts
Yeah,
from almost everybody at this point.
yeah, it worked out. I think, like at the end, like yeah, I like how it, like what ended up happening, but it could have easily not went that way so many times. Like so many things that they took so many reroutes. It was just great.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, let's get started on it. Most of the action, I think, for me, is at the end. But when we start the episode, we're coming back from elimination. Darrell and Kiki's elimination, and Casey straight up is like, sarcastic. Australia strong, like go Australia, because obviously not, because Emily put Australia in. So just letting it be known, Australia
I
ain't
want to say
more of that.
in that first 2 minutes when Casey did that Australian strong, I was like, Casey, this season you really changed my opinion on you. Like,
I mean, this season I am rooting for Casey, like in general. Like, yeah, come on,
Yeah,
girl.
it's crazy what one
I
season
agree.
can do for a person.
But I just think this season she has actually had to work for her. Like,
Yeah,
like if she wins, if when she make it to the final, like all this stuff, she did. She
yeah, her
a lot to get there.
eliminations were justified.
Yeah,
Her game, her like she was actually playing the game this season. She was
yeah,
making deals. She was conversating. She was making jokes in the confessional. She was just giving. This is what happens when you don't have 90 on the season bury you down.
why you gotta
She
like
had a
it up?
person. She had a personality. She
Because
just was
90
just
literally
showing a
been
little bit of
burying her.
personality.
Yeah. So it was nice seeing Casey open up and really, like, now I can be like, okay, I don't know when we go back to the main season if I'm a root for her, but now I'm like, okay, I kind of can like pick Casey and the players I kind of like.
So then we also see a scene with Cass stating once again how she kind of feels like secondary in her partnership with Jordan, and how he needs to take her like views into account more. Which he does, because last episode they did a flashback showing how he kind of said if you don't want to go in, like it makes him not want to like try hard, which I don't think it was that statement doesn't make sense. Who I don't want to go in. Like that
Yeah.
doesn't like I don't agree with that. But yeah, so then we get Emily's
Before we get off that, I do want to say in that whole conversation with Jordan and Cass, we know that Jordan has been a bad partner in the past, definitely when it comes to his
I'm
standards.
glad you're saying this now
But
because I
I
was gonna say
will
something.
say it was something in his confessional along the lines of, I'm not in that place yet to not be like condescending or like come off patronizing, even though I know that I have a problem doing that. And when he said that, I was like, Jordan, this is why I love you, because it takes a real person to realize I am working on this. I'm not there yet, but I know that I have this problem. But just bear with me. I am actively trying to like fix this, and I just.
But I
Jordan's so
also,
great.
but I also, while I do appreciate that from Jordan, this is where part of the delusion comes in, because if a motherfucker show you who they are, and they've shown you who they are
Yeah, Jordan showed
multiple
time and
times,
time again.
because
If you gonna be his
this
partner,
is not the first time he done had a partner he done talked bad about, or he done got frustrated with, or was condescending to. It's not even partners, it's just people in general on the show. He do this all the time, yet people are shocked.
yeah.
Why? This is who he is. Now, if you tell you he working on it, that's understandable. But please stop being delusional and stop acting like that's not part of his personality. That's who he is. That's why we love him. But that's who he is.
I want to bring up that Sarah does make a video chat to her husband and her son, and basically she goes into this somewhat of a spiral where she feels a little depressed and she's struggling with being away from her family. And her and Danny have a moment where they talk about the sacrifices they make to ensure the security financially of their families. And then he said the right thing because he was like, your husband knew you was going away. This is not the first time. Because I don't know. I didn't like that conversation that she had with her husband when he was just like, you there partying and having fun. I'm like, what?
Bring back money.
Again,
Yeah, like
delusional. The
I was
husband
on
too.
Survivor. You think that was a party?
Because you've been talking to, I'm pretty sure they get one phone call like a week or every couple days.
Yeah.
You've been talking to her. You watched the first season. I know you did. They didn't do
Yeah.
much partying and drinking on the first show she was on. She damn sure never partied on Survivor. You think she go on these shows to have fun? Or she
Yeah, like
going
this
for
is just a
money?
vacation.
She don't even look like she party. She a goddamn cop. You look boring. You think she out here
Yeah.
party having fun? No.
Yeah, this challenge, I would have liked this challenge if it was a
Makes
challenge.
sense.
Like if it wasn't just like given to the winners, I definitely would have liked it. But we get a kind of I don't know if I would call it a twist, but we get TJ at the very beginning of the challenge saying that the first person that makes it to the first person that drops from the first stage of this challenge will automatically be put into eliminations so they won't even have to like finish it. They won't get a chance to finish it. They'll just automatically be put straight into elimination. And I wish that wasn't the case, but I guess they have to pick a like a loser somehow. Yeah, somehow, because it's not like a relay this time. So yeah. Which but you go ahead and explain the challenge.
So essentially, TJ will blow the horn. The player will jump into the water off of a cliff. They will swim over to hanging ladders, climb up a tie, a bunch of knot that will release a challenge symbol. Once that symbol drops, the first team that finished that gets to eliminate by pulling the colored flag. And then from there, I guess it was kind of unclear. I thought like once the flag was dropped, it would like reset and there would be another puzzle. But apparently it's another flag drop and then the last two teams, I guess, move on. And then they have to do another puzzle, which would dictate the winner.
Which was like it was like a math problem.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
with the first one, we get the first leg of it was swimming. So Emily is a really good swimmer, a great swimmer. And so Emily and Yes do make it there first, even though I feel like people were pretty close. I was surprised about
Yeah,
how
I hate when they say that. Oh, she's an Olympic swimmer that she just automatically gonna win this challenge. Like, there's more parts to these swimming challenge. Just because you're a good swimmer doesn't automatically mean you're gonna win. It just
because you're
means
just swimming
you
to a
have an
destination.
advantage.
You're not in the pool doing laps. You're
Yeah.
swimming to a destination, and you're not swimming in a damn pool. You're swimming in lakes, maybe an ocean. Who the hell knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Jordan is actually the first one to reach the flag. However, he has to wait for Kaz, I guess. Troy is right behind him, and then Emily and Yes are the first ones to actually start untying their knots. And they released the symbol, dropping Casey and Troy because they knew that if they didn't, Casey and Troy would have sent them. So Casey and Troy are eliminated immediately, and they are sent into elimination first. This is where things.
I knew that was gonna happen, obviously, because out of everybody up there, I feel like only person that I think Emily and Yes are the only people that would have pulled them, actually. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I think so.
Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, if Jordan would have got it, he probably would. I don't know who he would have pulled. Probably.
Well, if he didn't make the deal with Emily and Yes, he would have pulled Emily and Yes.
But I think because he didn't, he would have pulled Sarah and Theo.
He would have had no choice but to pull Sarah and Theo.
Yeah, he would have pulled Sarah and Theo. But he did. And like you said, Emily and Yes got to that point first. They pull Casey and Troy, so they're automatically out. But then we see right after them, Jordan and Kaz get theirs untied, and they pull Emily and Yes. So I didn't really understand that, because if you're gonna let
I understood it. It's kind of like what Jordan said. It was a technicality. He said that they wouldn't win. You never said I couldn't sabotage you. You never said I had to let you win. We just
But
said
not,
we
but
wouldn't
if you're
win.
gonna, but if you're not, I don't get it though, because if
because
you,
he said that if we're about to win, then we'll move out the way if it's between us. But because there's another team involved, you technically don't need to win as long as I don't win. So I'm still, when I saw it and when
I
he
just,
said it, when he said it, I was like, it's a loophole. It was a
Yeah, it
loophole.
makes sense.
That's all
Makes
it was.
sense.
He found a loophole in
it
his
still
own
don't make
deal that
sense
he
to
made.
me.
It was
I still
genius.
don't get
It was
it because
genius.
if you eliminating the people that you have the agreement with, like you, okay, so you got this
The
agreement with
agreement
I would
wasn't
help. He
to
never
save
said that
them. The
they would
okay, but
agreement
I'm
was
let
saying,
them
not to
win.
win.
okay,
He
but
said
yeah,
he
not
would let
okay.
them win.
But I thought it was not to win if it's between us. But once you
It wasn't
eliminated,
between just y'all. That was the
but that's what I'm
thing.
saying. But I'm saying, but if you eliminated them, the people who you had the agreement with, why not just win then? That's what I don't get.
Because you
Because he
still
said
have
we
to hold up your
wouldn't.
end of the deal. He told them he
But
wasn't
the
gonna win.
deal was if it's against us, it's not against us now. So why can't I win now?
That was the loophole.
But he should have just, that's what I'm saying.
That was what I'm saying.
He made
Only
I think the
Jordan would make a
loophole,
loophole in his own deal that he came up with that technically
but I
don't
don't,
really makes. But also
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't get it.
I also think that in terms of the deal that he made, I think what really makes a lot of sense about them not winning was that yes, and Emily don't have the power, but neither do they. So it kind of just puts
It
everything
balances
into,
out.
yeah, it balances everything out because you're not in control, but neither am I. I didn't screw you, but you can't screw me even if you wanted to.
So we got Jordan and Kaz. They like completely stopped. Jordan tells Kaz like stop. But first of all, I'm not honoring that deal. That's number one. But you got Jordan and Kaz. They have stopped, and Theo and Sarah are still trying to solve their puzzle and everything. And Jordan and Kaz start helping them. Um, Jordan and Kaz start helping them, and it's taking longer because they don't seem to know how to do the question at all. So they are
Mhm.
like helping them a lot with this, and it makes it more obvious because it's not like a hey, move it to the left. It's number 3. It's like
They couldn't
what?
do no
Okay,
math.
I don't get
Again,
like it was
why are we coming on this show not knowing math? It don't be hard. Now, this one, I will give them just a smidge of like leeway because you had to do it mentally. That's the only reason why I'm not going to be hard on them this time because they didn't have a way to write the shit out. Outside of that, why do we not know math?
I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so basically, Theo and Sarah solved the puzzle with the help of Jordan and Cass, and they are the winners of the challenge given. Uh, yeah, so it was it was interesting, I guess.
it was interesting,
But
but more frustrating than interesting.
TJ does let everyone know that this nomination will be a little bit different because the remaining teams are only going to nominate one team this time instead of two, which means Sarah and Theo don't get to decide who's basically competing against Casey and Troy. It's the house. And this is where I start to get confused because I'm like, what are we doing?
It was just very confusing. And then
Yeah.
and then when we get back to the house,
To the-
when Yes sits down next to Troy and says, yeah, I'm so sorry. That was a crazy position to have to pull somebody. Like I'm so sorry about like dropping you in the water and sending you straight to elimination. And I'm with Troy. Like, then why did you do it? Like that's not
You
even the
had
time.
no
it was
reason
just saying
to.
what? Trump was like, "What are your apologies? Like, what
Yes
are
didn't
you?"
expect him to come with that straightforward, like right there. Troy was like, then why'd you do it, mate? Like, exactly.
Yeah, it literally didn't make any sense.
We get Jordan basically explaining the deal that he made to Emily as to Tori and Theo. And basically he says that they should still make their nomination votes. And I'm with Tori because Tori was like, why are we doing that when we have the numbers to just put Yes and Emily in? Because why not?
Exactly. It didn't make any
Like
sense.
you did your deal. You honored it. Now let's do this. Like it's over. I'm a man of my word.
That was also something I would say is delusional because is Jordan and Tori been working together since the beginning. Why are you not? Danny haven't even really cared to protect Emily anyway. So to me,
Danny would vote for Emily if it,
felt like it was obvious to just.
This would have been a one time not Emily. This is the one time Danny and Tori would have been on the same page. It would have been like, yep.
Yeah, it would have made perfect sense. And then because you weren't nominating a second team, it's not like Sarah and Theo get a choice to feel bad. Like they gotta feel bad because they gotta make a choice. They don't get a damn option in this shit at all.
Yeah, exactly. The stalemate proposal really, I feel like when Jordan proposed it, I was like, this literally could backfire on your allies because not that I don't think Sarah would put Danny in, but it's either I'm saying at this point, I was like, I'm looking at Sarah and Theo sitting in the winner's seat, and I was like, actually, Jordan, your team seems to be the only one that Sarah might dispose of while we out here. I was like, Jordan and Sarah and Theo don't really have a thing happening. So easily, I feel like Sarah and Theo could have put Jordan and Kaz in because the deal is not with them. So I really didn't understand that. And with the stalemate proposal, and we have Tori talking, Tori's like you said, we should just say Emily and yes. And when let's fast forward to negotiation, or I don't know what they call it. Nomination, sorry. Nomination. Let's go to nomination. They're like, we all agreed to stalemate. And then Jordan and Kaz say they vote for Jordan and Kaz. Emily and Yes say they vote for Emily and Yes. And I was like, lock it in right now.
I was like,
lock it in, no take back seats. And then I wanted
Tori to be like Emily and Yes.
I was waiting, but then I was like, I feel like there's not a lock it in rule, so they could have easily.
That would have been great though if they wouldn't have been able to change their mind. I would have laughed. I was hoping when Danny was slowly revealing the vote. I was hoping he would just say yes, and I was so hoping for that.
We see the nominations. We see that as a stalemate. We see Sarah say that she wasn't going to vote for. Basically, she didn't want to vote for Danny and Tori because Danny is her number one, and then Emily and Yes is also part of our team. So that was already contention with Theo, who I guess wanted to protect Kaz, even though his actions this season doesn't really reflect that. But they exited, so I guess it's understandable. So Sarah had the nerve to say, "Oh, Danny's my number one. Emily and Yes are my number twos, and Tori's my number three. So who weighs more? Because with Tori being against me, that brings Danny's down, or do I put Tori up there?" I was like, the fact that you even question that says a lot. Because why would even if you don't like Tori, why would you ever nominate Danny if that's your number one, regardless of his partner?
Delusion. Because again, why do we not know how to play this game? She's literally attached to Danny. Why are you why? So because you like Tori, you hate Tori more than you like Danny. That's what we saying. Come on now, like that doesn't make sense. Yeah. You willing to sacrifice her? I mean, you willing to sacrifice Danny for a grudge at Tori? Come on, dog.
And then Sarah had the nerve to tell Danny this, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm not so sure that I'm not voting for you because Emily and Yes protected me more.
Okay,
it protected you more because we working on the same team, and I never had to be in a position to do that because we have the same enemies and we have the same
they've literally been playing the game together the entire time.
Yeah, they've been playing.
How does one not protect the other if we've been on the same side?
Exactly.
And this point is where Danny had the realization that he should have locked in on Emily and Yes and threw that bullet. You see the scene of Sarah this is
Talking
where
to
I'm
Emily.
confused because they was giving very much lesbian lovers. They were
They
in
was
this.
not.
Are you talking
They
about
They were
Sarah
in
and
this
Emily in their
bathroom.
conversation?
Yeah, they were in this bathroom bawling.
They were
bawling.
not. They friends. That's a friend.
Man,
I'm not crying that hard, baby. Like,
duh.
Because you're going home. It's important. I understood.
Everybody say it
nah,
with
like,
me. Delusion.
No,
Because
I wouldn't. I
no,
didn't understand. Like, so I understand.
I
He's
understand
upset
the
about it, but
emotions, but I'm not giving all that for this. Like, I just don't
it's
think
not.
it's that
Thank
serious.
you,
he's
thank you. You
Olympian.
not.
He's really passionate about this. But the only thing I will disagree with is like the rationale. Sarah's like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have, I'm probably gonna have to say your name over Danny and Tori. And she's crying like you're all I have here because Grant left. But
Thank you.
to say
That
that
part.
is
That's what I
to
was
say
waiting
that
on.
is like unreasonable. Like I should pick you because Grant left. Well, my Grant didn't leave. My Grant is so like I got a number one, you had a number one. So because your
Thank
number
you.
one left, that don't make you my number one. You still my
Thank you.
two.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you,
so I
Gigi.
was
Thank you, Gigi. Thank you.
yeah, I was yeah,
Just
that part I was like, I understand, but you seem to also understand that I still have my grant. So can't
boom.
think
yeah.
That's why I said delusion. Because if first and foremost, if we're being 100% real, Emily's the only reason Team Australia blew up in the first effing place.
Yeah.
Because she sat there and was jealous the whole time that she didn't win her own
Like Casey
show.
said at the top of the episode, bitter.
She been bitter the whole time. And she been taking it out on Troy, and she been taking it out on Kiki. And congratulations to her. You were the one who outlasted the most of your teammates up to this point because you sitting pretty. You think you finna go to the final, whatever. That's fine. But you crying because you lost your number one ally, bro, it's your own damn fault. Why are we crying? Like, bro, you did this.
we get into elimination, and like we said, we already got Casey and Troy who are definitely going into elimination. And TJ comes out and tells everybody, I told y'all before.
Well, before even TJ comes out, we see that it's a hall brawl. And
yeah,
this is where Emily and Yes fate was real. Like, even before, I think, yeah, even before Emily and Yes was already going in. But this hall brawl really sealed it, honestly. Like, even with the whole stalemate, but continue, yeah.
Yeah, so TJ comes out and he says, I've told you guys before not to let it go into stalemate. And you guys have done it again. So he tells them, what's their names? Sarah and Theo then already punched their ticket to the final, basically. And now he says, and you guys already voted. You guys voted for a stalemate. And the only people down here who haven't voted are Casey and Troy. So now
when he said that, I was like,
yes, I was I was so happy. I was like, okay, Casey and Troy. And for a second though, I wasn't sure. I mean, I feel like who I think they would pick and who I think at this point I need to pick this person. But sometimes I'm looking at like weight distribution. Casey might be like Kaz because like that's similar like height, weight.
I feel like I was about to say, even thinking of that, I think there was only one team they could have chose.
Yeah. But I thought I'm serious for a second. I was like, because I was thinking Casey and Kaz maybe. But then
it wasn't. I don't think
Troy
Casey
could be
mattered. It was really Troy would have been the deciding factor.
It's Troy. Jordan's too fast.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And to be fair, if we've ever, Jordan's technically won this game before, just a modified version, but he has won this game before.
I agree. I think he is.
And Danny will kill Troy.
He was a linebacker. I wouldn't even.
Yeah, obviously, but I was like, I don't know, but like he should have, and because I do is because you done picked me so many times, and at this point, like you said, Emily has blown up Australia for no reason.
On purpose,
Troy was talking his big one. Troy was like, Australia strong.
Oh no,
who said that?
Troy was given a choice.
Troy knew he was.
Troy was given a choice to choose violence, and I'm so proud of him for doing so. Yeah. Like he was given a choice to choose violence, and that's all he picked was negativity. And I loved it.
Like
every
he said,
bit of
he was
it.
like, he said it throughout this episode. I'm fed up. I'm tired at this point.
I'm
Like,
done.
he was like,
He
hey,
got mad for the
either I'm
first
about to
time on this
go.
show.
He's
I
like,
love
if
Troy.
I'm leaving tonight, come down here and take me out.
Yes.
Come
So
do it yourself.
Troy
Right.
calls out Troy and Casey decide that they're gonna call out Emily and Yes. So they are coming in and they are going to do the hall brawl. They finally do start the hall brawl. I think Jordan yells out, "It's not about like wrestling. You all are not wrestling."
Yeah, I hate when they do that in hall brawls. Like they'll be stuck there and just like rest. Like, what are y'all doing? Get
Like
up and move. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and so in this instance, I think because once they start in this instance, I think because Troy is very like scrappy, he was able to kind of like get out and run faster than Yes to get to that bell. I think Yes like had him. I think they were maybe a little bit closer to Yes's side, but Troy was faster and he got to that bell first. Now we get to the women and we have Casey versus Emily. And this is one I was a little worried about because Casey does play football.
yeah.
But
I
Emily,
honestly, in my heart, feel like Casey let her win.
I don't think Casey let her win.
I think Casey
I
let her
think
win.
it's different because tackling somebody is different than them just pulling your leg. Because if someone's pulling your leg, you don't really have, and you're insane. So you're not gonna get any type of leverage or footing. If someone's pulling your leg, you kind of just gotta chop up that one to be an L.
Yeah. So with this first round, they were pulling each other for a while, and I was like I said, I was worried because while we know Casey can play football and she does she does this, but Emily has more weight on her, and I felt like which she did. She was able to push Casey back far, and so Casey had much longer way to run. And so with that first round with the women, Emily takes that. And so then for the third round, which is the decider round, they flip a coin to see if the women are going to go or the men are going to go, and it's the women again. So it's Casey versus Emily one more time, and I was like praying. I'm like, come on, Casey.
I was actually rooting for Casey. I was like, come on, Casey.
Yeah.
Like, I need you back in this house. Like, I need Emily to get that crow.
Third round, like you said, Casey wins.
Yeah, and Emily and Yes are finally out, and Emily breaks down. She reflecting on how she lost Australia challenge.
For no reason. This challenge, she literally could have had a really strong alliance, but
You got rid of your team. You got rid of the people that was going to help you.
Yeah, this was a good episode. It was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you something. I do not care points. I don't care.
I care about the points. So go ahead.
Because I already knew when they left. I was
read
like,
them points out. You feel me?
When they left, I was like, I don't really care. What I wanted to happen happened.
So right now in first place with
a lot of points,
940, we have Savon.
Not you.
You still got your main
Who
5.
did he lose? Who did he lose?
I lost a lot of points.
Kiki and Darrell.
Oh, okay.
That was from last episode, so that's why the points were that high.
Yeah, so I mean, you still have a good crop of people pulling you some nice little points or whatever.
Somebody of my 5 is winning the show. That's all that matters. I have somebody in every hand. So somebody from somebody on my team is winning the show. So I'm good.
So right now in second place still is Gigi with 568.
You got Jordan. She got one person.
After this episode, you only have one person, which is Jordan. So yeah. In third place with 332, you have me with my strong 2 holding it down for Team
I don't
Ray.
think neither one of them winning.
I can see Tori and Danny winning. I don't know about
I think it's between Troy and Casey and Kaz and Jordan. Those are the only 2 I can see winning.
I know for sure Theo is. I'm pretty confident.
Theo and Sarah not winning. I know for a fact they're not.
They paid Theo dust this whole season.
So that is our recap and review of the challenge World Championship episode 11. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Tell us what you thought of the episode, and we will see you on our next video. Peace.